she had an increase in appetite, but she also, didn't she come to you first? There was something happening in her behavior.
Oh yeah,
right?
right, exactly. I mean, that's how I brought Mira in, because
Right.
we tried a few things, and you know, her whole body was out of whack, which was creating her whole external world, which she felt was coming in on her. She couldn't function right. She felt a little schizophrenic. She wasn't handling stress very well.
Was she the one that was hearing voices?
No, she was seeing images.
Oh,
yeah, she
okay.
wasn't hearing voices.
Visual
yeah.
hallucinations.
Visual hallucinations. Yeah, it was incredible. So we, you know, I try to teach her a little bit of try to get into a meditative state, because if you can get past the alpha state of consciousness, because you're going through beta, alpha, theta, then delta, are the 4 stages of consciousness, and if I can get them into that theta state, and then
which is the 3rd level.
Which is the 3rd level, yeah. That's the state that where most people meditate in. The last state, the delta, very few reach that point, because that's when you really start seeing some paranormal activity.
Maybe psychics or
psychics, exactly. The monks that walk on hot coals, which is a truly documented fact. And then when they're done, there's no blisters, there's nothing on their feet.
Right.
They're actually in that delta state. So anyhow, with this particular person, you know, we tried to give her some subliminal messages in a alpha theta state. You know, just to try to, you know, you have to reprogram the internal thought process to help you externally create a world in which you can function in properly. And we thought we did that, but then just something else was happening. So I brought, you know, Mira in to.
So what you're saying is that you tried to reconstruct the inside of her mind in order for her to see the outside differently.
Oh, exactly.
And this worked to some extent.
Oh, it did. But it wasn't solving all her. She was still physically, mentally, I think I had her right. But physically, there was still something going on. You know, and the physical manifestations were once again affecting her internal process. You know, both physically and mentally, and so.
So you work sort of more from the inside out, and when that doesn't work, you come and sort of look at the external, meaning like the more physical physiology of it.
Right, because oftentimes, I mean, these people, it can't hurt to look at how they're viewing the world anyway, but oftentimes a sickness will affect one's mental capacity.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, look at liver toxicity. I mean, people with liver toxicity have real snappiness to their behavior and mood changes and mood problems. So definitely to try to have a two-handed approach where you're helping them mentally and physically is always the best approach, which is, of course, holistic, the holistic approach. But so, yeah.
Which is, of course, today in our society becoming more and more, you know, used and more acceptable. Even, you know, like Western medicine is starting to sort of clue into seeing the whole picture. Right. So yeah, it seems like, you know, it's a great book because you did it together. I mean, it came from the perspective of the mind, but then it didn't ignore the physical.
Right, because you have to cleanse your body both physically and mentally to really be a whole person, you know. And until you do that, you're still going to have pieces that are just off kilter in your life, you know.
And so do you? I know that there's lots of different cleansing programs, both physically and, you know, sort of mentally. Mind.
Right.
Do you subscribe to any specific
methods? Oh yeah, I'm a big advocate of meditation. However you get there, you know.
Not any specific type.
Not any specific type. I've been experimenting with music and tones lately, and a few colleagues of mine put together selections of Beethoven, and it actually triggers the mind into a theta state of meditation in a matter of 28 minutes without actually learning and taking years to become a proficient person in meditation. So you could listen with a tape, you can listen to this tape, relax yourself, get into, drop everything out of your mind, just think of nothing, listen to this tape for 20 minutes, and it'll take you through the whole process, going through the beta, alpha, and then theta state of meditation. And if we